Hi. Summerfest is over for another year, but we want to take a minute to thank each and every person in Western New York and Southern Ontario for phoning in your membership pledges during Summerfest. One more thing, though. As soon as you get our envelope, would you please take a minute and mail your check back as soon as possible? That way we can put your dollars to work that much more quickly to help keep your favorite television program on the air. Thanks again so much. Bye-bye.
American telephone service has come a long way since the passage of the Communications Act of 1934. It has advanced from a relatively simple electromechanical system using ordinary copper wire to a mind-boggling array of transmission media like microwave, satellite, coaxial, and fiber optic cable, and computerized switching. On January 1st, 1984, the telephone industry, as we knew it, came to an end. The American Telephone and Telegraph Company, AT&T, and the Department of Justice agreed, after 8 years of antitrust litigation, to the divestiture of the 22 Bell operating companies into 7 separate organizations. AT&T, long the New York Telephone Company's umbrella or parent company, continues to operate as a separate company, providing long-distance service, leasing and selling equipment, and embarking in the computer business. Here in the Northeast, New York Telephone and New England Telephone have formed one of the 7 regional companies now known as NYNEX. Their local phone company, New York Telephone, will continue to provide you with basic phone service, namely the dial tone, access to the local and long-distance network, and a listing in the local directory. The major changes involved are in the areas of providing and repairing telephone equipment, long-distance service, and billing. John Waring is the Public Relations Manager at the Buffalo office of New York Telephone.
We continue to provide our customers with a variety of calling plans that they can shop among to pick the type of plan that best suits their needs. We continue to provide them with various calling features such as touch tone, custom calling.
Who is responsible for the telephone, the wires, the access line coming into the home?
In order for the telephones to work, they have to be connected to the network. In what we call our central office buildings, leading from those buildings to every customer or to every telephone line is a pair of wires, 2 wires. We've installed them, we maintain them, and we'll fix them if they don't work for whatever reason. In a number of cases, we still own, maintain, and service wire that is inside people's homes, or businesses for that matter, and that is the case unless they've replaced it with their own wire. What we don't do is maintain or rent a telephone to someone. People here in Western New York who continue to rent telephones did last year, now do so from AT&T and must contact AT&T regarding repairs or maintenance of those telephones.
New York State has been divided into 6 local access and transport areas called LADAs for short. These are regional calling areas within which New York Telephone may provide local and intra-region toll service. Each area code will generally become a separate LADA, but the service territory of Rochester Telephone within the 716 area code is a separate LADA. AT&T will provide services between 2 LADAs since New York Tel is prohibited from providing such service.
How has the long-distance call changed?
It's changed right now in the sense that it's being provided by 2 companies, if you will. People here in Western New York, if they just dial 1 and make a long-distance call, are using New York Telephone to connect them to AT&T in this case. There are many people in Western New York who subscribe to other long-distance companies. They're going through a long dialing procedure to reach that company, and then the call goes out through that, whatever the appropriate long-distance network. The procedures are the same. The fact that who is doing it has changed.
It's a bit confusing when customers get their telephone bill. Can you explain the billing process as it is today?
It essentially has 3 parts to it. There is a section that includes the charges from New York Telephone, what we charge our customers for the service that we provide. There is also a section that includes the charges for AT&T's long-distance service, if they've used that service. We have a 3-year contract with AT&T, and we're going to bill for AT&T for that service. There's a third section right now for those customers who rent telephones or telephone equipment from AT&T. That's a temporary arrangement, and AT&T will be doing its own billing for that later this year.
The Public Service Commission has been scheduling several workshops in Western New York to better inform area consumers on the changes in the telephone industry. They are being conducted by Mrs. Honor Kennedy of the Buffalo office of the PSC.
One, you can sit back and do nothing, and some people have opted to do that. The other thing that you can do is try to find out what you need to know and then make some decisions for you. Just for your basic telephone and wiring, most New York State telephone customers can save anywhere from $50 to $150 in a year by not paying rental fees. For example, with a rotary dial phone, you're spending $3.04 a month just for rental to have that piece of hardware in your home. Where you can go out, for example, right now and buy that rotary dial phone from AT&T, spend $19.95, you've paid back that investment within a 6-month period, and then you're scot-free. You own your own phone. Or you can go to some other place, such as an electronics store, a department store, and buy a telephone. The point in which the phone company's wire enters into your home. It's the big black wire, and if you look very closely, you'll notice the black wire, the green, yellow, and red wire, the same 4 wires that you will find in all your jacks and in your telephone. From this point on, you can make a decision as to whether or not you want to own your own wiring in your home. You are currently paying $1.84 for the first wire that runs to the first phone in your house. For each extension that you have in your house, you're paying an additional 77 cents a month. So basically, if you had one wire in your home to one phone and you converted, you probably a little over 2 years would see a savings in that investment of having the wire installed.
What happens if one's telephone isn't working?
When the phone isn't working and someone is unsure whether it's the telephone or their telephone line, they should look at the telephone. If they just dropped it and it stops working, it could be that it's the telephone and not the telephone line, or if it looks like it has a cracked shell or the housing to it, or the cord looks like it's frayed. Those are pretty good indications that it might be the telephone. If they're unsure, they should call the repair number, and we can give them some assistance at trying to determine what is the problem. If we send a technician to someone's home and determine that the problem is not with New York Telephone's line, but with the telephone in the house, number one, we won't repair that telephone. It's not our property. It belongs to someone else. And number two, we will charge that person a fee, right now $28.80, for having sent the technician there.
If indeed you find out that there's something wrong with the telephone, what you should do is unplug your phone, and even if it's a hard wire style of phone, snip the wire and take the phone to AT&T, whether you're leasing or you bought your phone from AT&T. Most likely what will happen is they will either repair it or replace it with a refurbished phone. If you bought your phone from some other place, electronics store, department store, check on the service and repair warranties. Most places will give you a 1 to 2 year warranty, and they will make some sort of allotment to service the phone for you.
Oh, many people would be very leery of snipping a wire of a hardwire phone. Is that simple, and you could put it back together
Very
again?
simple. All you have to do is just unsnip the wire. When you look at the wire on the inside, you'll see 4 color wires. And that's the key. Everything is standardized as far as wiring. And all you have to do is unscrew your old jack. You'll find a terminal set up with 4 screws and 4 color wires. They'll match the wires that connect the wiring through your house, and you just snap little caps over each screw and then put the jack over and then plug in your new phone. It's just a matter of matching the colors, and it's very simple.
What's the bottom line for the consumer? How can he or she save on telephone service?
I think that as a consumer, you should look and see if you're getting your money's worth. And I think by purchasing your own phone and wiring and looking into the different calling services, I think you would be better off in making a wise investment and saving money each month.
Yellow.
If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
Join us for a rousing evening at Pops with the Canadian Brass, Monday night at 8 here on Channel 17.
Special guest next time on Evening at Pops, the Canadian Brass. From Bach to Fats Waller to Dixieland. Canadian Brass join John Williams and the Boston Pops next time on Evening at Pops.
Here on Channel 17, Monday night at 8.
This is Charles Wadsworth, director of the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center. This is Johann Sebastian Bach, prominent composer. And this is Christopher Hogwood, director of the Academy of Ancient Music. Please don't confuse the three of them, because next time on Live from Lincoln Center, it's Bach who will be having the 300th birthday. Mr. Wadsworth Chamber Music Society will be playing Bach on modern instruments their way. And Mr. Hogwood's Academy of Ancient Music will be playing some of the same music on original instruments their way. It's a winner. Bach the way you like it, plus Bach the way Bach liked it. They're both terrific. You be the judge. Next time on Live from Lincoln Center.
Join us Wednesday night at 8 here on Channel 17. In the complex financial world of the 80s, there is an intense demand to comprehend the intricate money matters that affect us all. Adam Smith explores the monetary issues of the week, each week. Join us for Adam Smith's Money World, Sunday night at 6:30 here on Channel 17.